The film takes place in a nursing home where elderly residents are looked after by patient nurses. Initially, the setting appears pleasant, almost heavenly. However, the atmosphere quickly changes when a man named Feldstorm arrives, attempting to meet his mother. But instead of a warm welcome, Feldstorm is forcefully rejected and denied the chance to see his own biological mother. A chaotic situation unfolds as Feldstorm fights with the nursing home staff, ultimately being forced away. During the court proceedings, Feldstorm reaches his breaking point and reveals that Marla Grayson, the caretaker, constrained his mother to stay in the nursing home despite her clear refusal. Not only that, Marla sold his mother's house, car, and belongings, claiming it was to cover the costs of her care in the facility. And as the cherry on top, Feldstorm is even forbidden from meeting his own mother. Meanwhile, Marla's reputation in court remains flawless. She is viewed as an angelic figure, supposedly devoted to caring for the elderly. Marla skillfully deflects attention away from the fact that many seniors are abandoned by their own children, even left to suffer from neglect and hunger. She argues that she intervened to rescue Feldstorm's mother and sold her property solely to provide for her needs within the nursing home. However, despite the pain and injustice endured by Feldstorm, judge upholds Marla's actions as justified and grants her custody of Feldstorm's mother. Outside the courtroom, Feldstorm was extremely angry and made a threatening remark, stating that one day Marla would be killed without a doubt. However, Marla didn't pay any attention to his words and immediately drove away with her lover, Fran. Back at her office, Marla managed a successful business with numerous employees. It was obvious that her business was profitable. She had a list containing the names of elderly individuals who had fallen victim to her schemes, and a board full of their pictures as her trophies. Just then, Marla received a phone call from Sam, the head of a nursing home. Sam informed her that one of the elderly residents named Alan had recently passed away. While Marla had intended to continue draining his wealth for a few more years. Now Marla realized she needed to find a replacement for Alan. Marla and Fran decided to visit their friend Karen, who worked as a doctor at the hospital. Karen was the source of information for the elderly in need of care at nursing homes. Karen mentioned that she had identified a very suitable target who would greatly benefit Marla. However, this time Karen had extra demands, including some more bonuses and even shares if Marla succeeded in securing the next target. Karen provided Marla with the details of a patient named Jennifer Peterson. There was a grandmother who had signs of dementia and lived alone without a husband, children, or any family. Jennifer Peterson, an elderly woman living alone and retired with substantial wealth. Jennifer had her own house, car. Convinced that Jennifer would be an easy victim, Marla decided to target her next. During the trial, Karen suggested that Jennifer, being old and unable to care for herself, should be placed in a nursing home. Like all the other time, the court judge immediately granted the request without hesitation. One morning, Jennifer was peacefully enjoying her tea at home, unaware that her life was about to change drastically. Marla entered and explained that the court had ordered her to take care of Jennifer since she couldn't manage on her own. Although Jennifer was confident that she was perfectly capable, Marla manipulated her by taking advantage of her age and confusion. Consequently, Jennifer reluctantly agreed to go with Marla, making a serious mistake. Jennifer quickly packed her belongings and was taken to a nursing home by Fran. Before proceeding further, Marla asked for Jennifer's house keys, claiming that she would take care of them. Upon arriving at the nursing home, Jennifer was welcomed by Sam. While the nurses greeted her with seemingly friendly smiles, as they settled Jennifer into her room, Marla assured her that everything would be fine and she should enjoy her time at the nursing home. Marla then requested Jennifer's cell phone and swiftly take it away. Now, the poor elderly woman found herself trapped in Marla's deceitful game. Marla and Fran wasted no time and proceeded to burglarize Jennifer's house, emptying it of valuable possessions, which they quickly sold. Antiques in Jennifer's house were put up for auction. Meanwhile, back at the nursing home, Jennifer was completely baffled by the events unfolding around her. She was forbidden from leaving the facility, and even her cell phone was withheld from her. Even when she rebelled, the doctors would give her different drugs and make her quiet. Marla discovered a key hidden behind a drawer. This key would lead her to even bigger valuables. With the key in her possession, Marla went to the bank and began to open Jennifer's safe. To her surprise, she found a considerable amount of money and jewelry. What truly surprised her was an envelope tucked within a book, containing loads of diamonds. It was clear that Jennifer was the perfect target who had made Marla rich. Meanwhile, at Jennifer's house, which was being painted for resale, a yellow taxi approached. A man named Alexei arrived and appeared shocked by the state of the house. However, when questioned by Fran, Alexei abruptly left. On the other side of town, a small man named Roman Lunyov bought some cakes and macarons. It was apparent that he held an important position since he had a private chauffeur and a luxurious car. Roman headed to a parking lot awaiting the arrival of Alexei and Jennifer. To his disappointment, only Alexei arrived. Roman is furious as he couldn't meet Jennifer. Confused, Alexei wondered why Jennifer's house had been sold suddenly, with all the furniture gone. It was then revealed that Jennifer was not an elderly woman living alone. Roman, while pointing a gun, demanded that Alexei bring his mother to him immediately. The following day, Alexei returned to Roman, sharing the news that his mother had been placed in a nursing home by a court order. Roman explodes, and he realized his lawyer, Dean, needed to take action to release his mother. Dean, Roman's lawyer, approached Marla, requesting Jennifer's release. However, Marla proved it will be challenging. She immediately refused to let Jennifer go, despite Dean's repeated warnings about Jennifer's significance and the powerful individuals supporting her, and that person could pose a threat to Marla's life. Even when Dean offered a sum of money that filled a suitcase, Marla remained determined in keeping Jennifer. Marla then confronted Jennifer, inquiring about her knowledge of Dean. However, Jennifer steadfastly refused to divulge any information, further infuriating Marla. Seeking revenge, Marla approached Sam and instructed him to make Jennifer's life miserable in the nursing home. She demanded that Jennifer's pain medication be reduced, her food quality worsened, and Jennifer be subjected to rigorous workouts. Entertainment was stripped away from Jennifer. Marla wanted Jennifer to apologize for causing her trouble. Meanwhile, Roman arrived at the bank only to discover that all of his mother's diamonds had been stolen, intensifying his anger. Dean brought this matter to court, attempting to establish that Marla had forcefully kidnapped Jennifer. However, Dean was unable to disclose who had appointed him as the lawyer, as protecting Roman's identity was paramount. Furthermore, Dean lacked concrete evidence of his relationship with Jennifer. Dean's loss in court results in Jennifer remaining under Marla's control. In a desperate attempt to take his mother away, Roman enlists Alexei and his 2 bodyguards to forcibly retrieve Jennifer from the nursing home. Alexei pretends to interest in the facility but fails to locate Jennifer, chooses to electrocuting Sam until he loses consciousness. Together, they search for Jennifer's whereabouts. Eventually, Alexei locates Jennifer's room, forcefully enters by breaking down the door, and using gun to threaten people to get out of their way. However, Marla, who was prepared, swiftly intervenes, knocking Alexei back and reclaiming Jennifer. Meanwhile, Roman, waiting in the car, is unable to intervene without drawing attention. After being questioned by the police, it is revealed that Alexei is affiliated with a dangerous Russian drug organization operating under Roman Lunyov. Fueled by anger, Roman retaliates by ordering Karen's assassination at the hospital where she works. Seeing this on the news, Marla became frightened. Aware of the imminent danger to their lives, Marla and Fran plan to escape. Before leaving, Marla attempts to provoke Jennifer, hoping to manipulate her into an aggressive response. Eventually, Jennifer loses control and strangles Marla. The strong evidence from CCTV footage is used against Marla, leading to Jennifer's confinement in a mental hospital, making it even harder for her to escape Marla's grasp. Marla and Fran make plans to flee abroad with their ill-gotten money and stolen diamonds. However, Roman acts swiftly and injects Marla with an anesthetic, easily kidnapping her with the help of his henchmen. Fran, who was at her own home, falls victim to the same fate. Marla is brought before Roman, who displays a degree of admiration for her resilience. Despite Roman's repeated threats, Marla remains unfazed, even when her mother's life is endangered, expressing indifference towards her well-being. Despite facing death threats, Marla showed no fear. She demanded $10 million from Roman to release his mother, but he didn't seem to care. In an instant, Marla was sedated and placed in a car. She was given alcohol to make it appear as though she had a drunken accident. Surprisingly, Marla, a strong woman, regained consciousness as the car sank into a lake. With great effort, she managed to escape. Wet and dripping, Marla arrived at a nearby store where she bought new clothes and food. She made sure to write down the license plate number of the Russian drug lord's car, believing it would help her seek revenge in the future. Filled with concern, Marla returned to her apartment, only to find Fran lying helplessly on the floor. Marla rescued her just in time before their apartment exploded. Although safe, Marla was still ambitious and determined to seek revenge. She still possessed the stolen diamond. Marla and Fran tracked down the car's license plate, which led them to a house. Marla successfully infiltrated the garage, but it turned out to be the chauffeur's house. However, they managed to discover Roman's whereabouts. Disguised, Marla entered the parking lot and sabotaged his car. Roman, unsuspecting, fell into Marla's trap. Using an injection, Marla easily kidnapped the sleeping Roman, in a deserted forest. Marla and Fran subdued Roman, administering various substances and stripping him of his power. Him alone and defenseless, setting his car on fire to erase any evidence. One morning, a jogger stumbled upon Roman's body in the forest, prompting a call for an ambulance. Slowly regaining consciousness in the hospital, Roman found himself helpless. Marla, waiting for him there, revealed that if Roman were diagnosed with an overdose and found alone, she would become his appointed guardian. Reluctantly, Roman found himself under Marla's control, susceptible to her blackmail. Marla demonstrated that, despite being a woman, she was just as formidable as the most terrifying drug lord. Marla and Roman eventually spoke, with Marla sticking to her initial demand of $10 million to release Roman's mother and return the diamond. However, Roman noticed a change in Marla and proposed a partnership. He wanted Marla to join him in their illicit business endeavors. With Roman's power, Marla not only managed a nursing home but gained control over various businesses worldwide. Both of them became immensely wealthy. Marla freed Jennifer from the mental hospital and shared the diamond. Marla rose to become the most successful woman globally, with her businesses thriving in multiple countries and frequent appearances on TV to share her success stories. However, the story didn't end there. As Marla and Fran exited their office, Feldstrom, true to his previous threats, fatally shot Marla in the chest. The highly ambitious con woman met her untimely end amid her glory.